Steph with Steph's on a Budget. Welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be doing something new and different. I'm excited. We are going to do a review for a Clever Fox budget planner that they sent me. And we're also going to do our first kind of side hustle budget together using this planner. So we're going to take a look at my most recent YouTube and Etsy pay and kind of go through that together. I will warn you that budget is not super exciting at this point, which is kind of good in a way. You know me, I always say a boring budget is usually a good budget. I don't like a lot of surprises when it comes to budgeting, but it's more so, you'll see when we get into it. Let me quit rambling. Let's go ahead and jump on in. So we are going to be reviewing today. I did kind of already open this just because I wanted to get a feel for the planner, but mostly we're going to be going through it together for the first time. But we're going to be looking at Clever Fox's Financial Planner Premium Edition in the periwinkle color. So it came in this fancy box, all boxed up nice and pretty for us. When you open up the box, it gives you kind of a welcome to Clever Fox, and it kind of walks you through what your planner is going to walk you through and ultimately ends in let the journey begin. So you've got a little pull tab here. You can lift up the planner, and underneath the planner itself are some extra goodies, which let's go ahead and go through those together first. So like I said, I've already kind of busted into this just to make it a little bit easier, and I felt like I could kind of go through it with you guys a little bit better if I had my eyes on it first. So you do get a warranty card. So they have a 60-day money back guarantee if that's, you know, if the planner you pick is maybe not to your fitting. So that's awesome. And then it gives you kind of a walkthrough card, which I really like because it basically gives you examples of how to use your budget planner, which is great, especially when you're breaking in a new planner that you're trying to like figure out how to use it exactly. So I love that. We also get some cash envelopes, and it looks like we get a total of 5 of them to start. If you take a look at the back, it gives you the category, and then it also gives you some areas where you can track each month. It's not a paper material. I don't know what you would call this, but it reminds me of like, I don't know, just like old office supplies, like old banking envelopes, maybe that's what they remind me of. But you get a variety of colors, which are nice and bright. I love that. And then you also get a couple of, sticker pages, which have some really great stickers like payday. I'm always hunting down payday stickers. If you have no spends, there's a few of those. You can annotate your bills, you know, some fun quotes. You guys all know that I love a good sticker when it comes to planning. So those are great. I'm going to go ahead and tuck these back in and close up the box, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the planner itself. So again, this is the Financial Planner Premium Edition in the periwinkle color. If you asked me what my favorite color was, I would tell you it's yellow and purple. Yet I am always drawn to kind of this lighter shade of blue, interestingly enough. So maybe, like, look at my sign, look at my pen. Maybe I need to rethink what my actual favorite color is. But anywho, so getting into it, it's kind of got a little belly band strap. That's what I refer to these as, to kind of keep it closed. And then when we open up into the planner, we of course have kind of our info, like our name page, I guess is what you'd call it. I'm not sure. I'd be jotting down my social security and my budget planner in case it were to get lost, but it's certainly an option there. Then, you know, kind of just jumping right into the planner itself, we start off right out the gate with your financial goals. It gives you 8 different goals that you can list. A pretty good section. So I would say you can even list your goal and then even list some action steps that you want or plan to take to reach those goals. Sorry for the bump, friends. Then it gets into kind of a strategy tactics page. So it's basically just kind of a note section where you can, I love this, new skills I need to learn to achieve my goals, money affirmations that you have, actions you'll take to earn more money, and actions you'll take to cut down on your expenses. So these are great. And we all know it is proven that when we write our goals down, we are more likely to be successful with those goals that we set for ourselves. Then it jumps into the actual planner itself. You guys, this planner is an A5 size, so it's very compact. It's gonna pop right into your purse or your bag. So if you're someone who likes to take your budget with you, this is gonna be perfect. Or if you just don't like big and bulky, this is a great size for that. I personally I have like, big chunky handwriting. So sometimes smaller planners like this aren't the most suitable for me because I write really big. But the planner itself is 12 months. It's a monthly planner. It's completely undated. So, you don't have, there's no pressure to start it within the month that's set. You could carry it, into the next year if you're still working on it, which I love. But let's take a look at the planner. So it gives you your month. So you'll fill in your month and your year here at the top. It gives you a section for any monthly goals you might have, any to-do lists you want to go ahead and take care of. You have your bill and expenses section. Now, if I was using this for a primary budget, like my household budget, this isn't going to work, right? You guys, my bills and expenses are way too lengthy to put into this little section. But it's going to work for a side hustle budget for me in this case. But if you're someone who has more lower costs of living, this could work perfectly for you. And you don't have to be snagged in this section. The part that I liked about this planner, why I chose it, was because it's got the monthly calendar spread. This is essential to any budgeting that I do. It's a personal preference, so I really love it. And again, it's undated. I would just pop in the dates on the circles for whatever month I'm starting. It then gives me like an income section and a savings section. So if I wanted to note, the income coming in and the savings that I, kept in. So I guess if you were using this for a primary budget book, this would be like your sinking funds, things of that nature. Okay. If we flip the page, then it gets into the monthly budget, and this is kind of broke down into sections. So you've got home, food, healthcare, credit and loans, personal, transport, entertainment, other. It gives you a budgeted section, an actual, and then you can log the difference. I could actually envision, in watching so many of you budgeting, I would envision somebody using this as like that weekly check-in section for the month, because I know so many of you budget that way. So this would be a great way to utilize these pages. Then you get a couple of expense trackers, which are essential to any budget. Expense tracking, you guys, is what helps us learn our spending habits and, our budgeting skills. It's how we know when we're on budget, over budget, under budget, where we can make adjustments. Hey, I spent way too much money on takeout this month. We've got to figure that out, right? So you get several pages of expense tracking, and then you kind of get a monthly overview, a couple of pages. I like this one. If you're a visual person, it gives you kind of a color wheel so you can section off, each section's 5%. So if I spent 30%, if I sent 30% of my income to savings or debt, I would highlight out 30% of those and color them in, and I can visually see where I'm at. It gives you just like your totals, like so your income, your savings, your category totals, the percent that you spent in those categories. I love this part. It's just kind of a check-in with yourself. So your big wins for the month. What do I need to do better? What went great? And then again, you have that action section on increasing income or cutting expenses if that's something you need to work on. Going through, finishing off the month, you have a couple of dot grid pages for just notes and ideas. I personally love dot grid. It's just so fun to to write on. And the quality of the paper is great, you guys. I think if you you know, if I'm not sure, we'd have to test it. I'm not sure if a Sharpie type of situation would bleed through, but obviously a traditional pen is not going to bleed through on you by any means. And then it just starts into the next month, and this is going to look the exact same. I love the colors that they used in here, and that each month you get a new color. So you just kind of flip through. So there's lots of different tones of blues and greens. You have kind of a mauve color, an orange color, another green. You've got that periwinkle. I think you get 12 different colors, and then it recycles into the next 12 months. It's got a little 3-ribbon bookmark section for you, so you can mark where you're at in your budget book really quickly. And then let's just go ahead and skip to the back, because there's going to be some unique pages once you finish off the book. So in the back, you have a couple of sections for different savings trackers. So these would be great if you're, for your sinking funds, emergency fund, month ahead fund, just a great way to kind of see your visual for the month or even the year, however long you've been tracking for. And you get several different sections of that. And then you go into the debt tracker. You get 12 different debts that you can section off here, you guys, which is great if you're someone like me who's still, has a relatively good amount of time to go through as far as debt payoff goes. So yeah, lots of different debt trackers. You write your creditor's name, your starting balance, what's your minimum payment, and then it gives you kind of like a payment log. This part I really loved. It gives you a holiday budget. A truck is going by, so Duncan's gonna make himself known. I just kind of last year tracked kind of Christmas spending for the first time, and it was really arbitrary, you guys. I just kind of hodgepodged something together. And the reason I did it is because I wanted to have a good idea of what my actual Christmas spending looked like, so it would help me better set up my budget for this year, 2024, going into that. And so I love the idea of this. You can, how much you're budgeting for gifts, different, sections, decorations, and then it gives you a list of adding your budgeted, what you actually spent, your gifts that you sent out if you really wanted to break it down. And then I love that it gives you kind of the expense tracking. It then has a regular bill tracker. So you can list all of your bills, and then you could track it by each month, what your bill total was. So at the end of the year, you can look at this and get an idea of monthly what your bills are looking like. I love this for like utilities, especially. It's going to give me a really quick glance at the difference in my utilities. If you're not like on budget billing, you can see how much higher your utilities are in the summer versus the winter, and kind of better plan out for the following year. And then it just gives you a summary of the entire year as far as income, savings, and all of your categories, which is really great. And then you get to finish it off a couple of blank pages again of the dot grid paper for any sort of notes that you might want to list down as well. If we flip to the back of the planner, you have a cool little accordion pocket back here that you can store receipts on. Let me give you guys this angle. Looks like this. It's pretty sturdy. It's like a kind of almost like a ribboned material between there. And then you have a pen loop as well for your pen. So let's go ahead and flip back to the front and actually see what it might look like using this planner for budgeting. So we're going to take a look at, this is going to be April of 2024. So monthly goals right now, when it comes to the side hustle, we're basically trying to save for vacation, and we're saving for debt. So those I would say are my two goals when it comes to, side hustle. Typically, when most of us take on a side hustle, it's because we're wanting to offset our personal income, either because we need to, or it just gives us that extra boost to add to our savings or debt. So no different here at Steph's on a Budget, you guys. To-do list, I don't really have anything to partake in right there, so I'm going to leave that section blank for now. Bills and expenses, I think we'll come back to that. So let me also bring in those stickers that Clever Fox sent with the planner itself. And it gave us some payday stickers. So I'm going to go ahead and, you know what? Let me edit you into the future. I'm going to go ahead and fill in my monthly calendar with the April dates. Okay, friends, we're back and I've got April filled in. Again, I love that it's undated because you can then, you know, make it work for you. So we're going to go ahead and put this payday right here on the 22nd because this is the day that I received my YouTube pay for the month, and I also had an Etsy payout this same day as well. I'm going to grab one more of these payday stickers because obviously I'm behind, right? We're at the end of April. So I'll go in and kind of backfill a little bit, but I'm going to put one here for the Etsy pay. And I'll just note Etsy pay, and then we've got YouTube pay. So Etsy's pretty unique, you guys. You can kind of actually choose how often you want to get paid from Etsy. You could get paid weekly, twice every 2 weeks, or once a month. So I think you can even choose daily if you so chose to do so. So there's that as well. We also get like these really fun quotes. I love this. It seems particularly fitting for today. It's just a little sticker that says, the best way to stick to a budget is to start. We're just starting this, so I think that's pretty fitting. All right, so we're looking at the pay here, you guys. That has already come in. So I'm gonna leave, let me leave this blank. I have to go back and look at it. For the first one, we'll do 1, 2, and then YouTube pay. YouTube pay is just once a month. That's how they pay you out. So I received a YouTube paycheck in April for my watch hours and stuff in March, right? That's just how it works. So what we're looking at for our second Etsy pay here on the 22nd, and I'm going to leave off the cents, you guys. You know how I am about that. So we're looking at $7.45, and then my YouTube paycheck was my biggest one to date. I can't thank you guys enough for being here and all the support, both on YouTube and Etsy. My YouTube pay came in at $300. So we're basically working with $1,045. So now I've got my income. Now I got to figure out my bills and expenses, essentially, right? So let's take a look here on how we want to do that. All right, so let's go to bills and expenses, and we're gonna do supplies and taxes, and we're gonna do that twice over, you guys. Actually, I lied. We're gonna do it 3 times over because we have 3 different, whoop, my pen is, okay, sorry guys, I think, let's see if we got it here. Okay, so supplies and taxes again. And the reason I do that is because I have to take out supplies and taxes for every piece of income that's coming in. So those are basically the only bills and expenses that we have. I could break down like supplies actually more in depth, but I'm not going to in this section. I will do that here in the actual expense tracking. So we're going to jump down to the second supplies. I don't have to worry about a due date, but as far as Etsy goes, right now I am setting aside $50 of every pay to go back into supplies. I have a pretty big cush fund because probably like my first 3 months of Etsy just all went into this savings account, you guys, to help offset supplies. So it's got a pretty good buildup where I feel like 50 each time now is okay. So if you think about it, the first couple of months of Etsy, I wasn't really utilizing that income in any way other than save to build up this supply fund. We have to save 30% in taxes. So let's see what that's going to look like. That's $223, you guys. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the YouTube, and no supplies on here, and then taxes at $300 for 30% is gonna be $90. Yeah, so $90. So in total, if we have our $745 and our $300 minus 50 for supplies, $223 for taxes, and $90 for taxes, that's going to leave us $682 to work with. So that's kind of how I would break this section down. And then I'd want to go to the expense tracking. And what I would actually do here is list in the income and then any expenses that I wanted to go ahead and backfill. So I'm going to leave the first page blank because I'm going to set this for the April 8th pay. And so let's do this one for the 22nd pay. And so what that's going to look like is something like this. So let's put in our pay, our YouTube pay. I'm not going to worry about the category here. So $745 and our $300. Okay, and then you would break out whatever you had going out. So let's do taxes first. And we're going to add a plus here and a minus 300. And wait, Stephanie, what are you doing? 223 and 90 is 313. So I already need some white out here. So let me fix my boo-boo. So 313. And then supplies, we're taking 50 out of there. Okay. And then what I would typically do is then break out like individual supplies. So for example, I'm going to need to stock on paper and envelopes and stuff for shipping. So once I go purchase those items, then I would come in and list what I bought, where I bought it from, and how much actually came out of the supplies. So this is just kind of a start on how I think I plan to use this planner. Now it's new, so it can certainly evolve over time. Oops, sorry for the bump, friends. But that is, I like it. I think it's a little bit more visual and easier to follow than what I've been doing, which has just been lined paper. So I think this is going to help me out a lot, and I'll just have to kind of tweak it with time, but I think it's going to be a good change. But that is a look, you guys, at the Clever Fox Financial Planner Premium Edition in the periwinkle color. And I had a lot of fun reviewing this with you guys and setting up for that side hustle income. And yeah, we'll see how it kind of incorporates in the channel and in the budget going forward. But I thank you guys for joining me for another video. If you like this one, please give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Also, you'll find Clever Fox has their own YouTube channel, so be sure to link them down below. And I'm working on getting a discount code for you guys. So once I have that, I'll add that in the description for you all. But again, thanks for joining me, you guys. Give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to stick around. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.